Sir, would you like me to suggest what you can do with that promotion?
Colonel Dax! You will apologize at once or I shall be placed under arrest.
I apologize for not being entirely honest with you. I apologize for not revealing my true feelings. I apologize, sir, for not telling you sooner that you're a degenerate, sadistic old man. And you can go to hell before I apologize to you now or ever again.
So I stumbled across one of the earlier films of Kubrick, which I watched multiple times and tried to understand how he brings a shift in his characters. But this is not the scene we are going to be looking at, but rather one of the scenes at the beginning of this film. In fact, this very scene does not include our protagonist at all. And yet, this is one of the most important scenes of the film that assigns in our mind the antagonistic nature of these characters. This meeting is between a senior General George Brolard and his subordinate General Paul Miro, where the former is going to assign a mission of attacking a German position called the Anthill. So after the narration ends, we see General Miro walking towards the door to receive his senior.
Boss. Hello, George. How are you?
Wonderful seeing you again. Really wonderful.
They both sit down, and this is where Brolard briefs Miro about a top secret mission to take the Anthill down.
Paul, I have formal orders to take the anthill no later than the 10th, that's the day after tomorrow.
It's out of the question, George. Absolutely out of the question. My division was cut to pieces. What's left of it is in no position to even hold the anthill, let alone take it. I'm sorry, but that's the truth.
Once Miro firmly denies the possibility of success, citing the poor strength of his division, Brolard stands up with disagreement. Now Brolard is not someone who will give up. He has a plan. He sparks some curiosity in his subordinate to woo him towards his objective.
Something else I wanted to tell you, however, I'm sure that you'll misunderstand my motives in mentioning it.
What was it?
No, you'll be bound to misunderstand. However, as your friend, maybe I should tell you.
What are you trying to say, George?
He walks around the vase, and once Miro becomes curious, Brolard holds Miro's arm and walks along with him towards the camera, bribing him with a promotion if he would take the mission.
Paul, talk around headquarters is that you are being considered for the 12th Corps.
The 12th Corps?
Yes, and with that another star. Now I've pushed it all I can. 12th Corps needs a fighting general, and you're overdue in that star.
He lets go of his arm, and as they both walk back the same way, he repeats the same thing but in a passive way, subtly threatening him of giving the job to someone else and let them have the promotion instead.
We both know that your record is good enough for you to refuse this assignment on the grounds you've stated. No one would question your opinion. It's simply get someone else to do the job. So, you shouldn't let this influence your opinion, Paul.
Oh, I'm sorry. Have a cognac?
No, thanks, Paul. Not before dinner.
Now Brolard sits back on the chair after refusing the drink as a sign of protest. Miro takes a cognac and walks around his work desk, citing his moral and strategic reasons for not taking the mission.
George, I'm responsible for the lives of 8,000 men. What is my ambition against that? What is my reputation in comparison to that? My men come first of all, George. And those men know it, too.
Because I know that they do.
You see, George, those men know that I would never let them down.
That goes without saying.
The life of one of those soldiers means more to me than all the stars and decorations and honors in France.
Once Miro ridicules the offer of promotion to save the potential loss of lives, Brolard gets up and walks towards the door and stands while questioning his capability and simultaneously indicates a loss of opportunity, ultimately giving a subtle threat.
So, you think this attack is absolutely beyond the ability of your men at this time?
I didn't say that, George. Nothing is beyond those men once their fighting spirit is aroused.
But, Paul, I don't want to push you into it if you think it's ill-advised.
Don't worry, George. You couldn't do that if you tried.
Look at this shot now. Miro's greed eclipses his conscience, and even when Brolard walks further towards the door, he holds Brolard's arm and walks him in to discuss the mission. Now they both circle the vase together and negotiate the strategy and the terms of this mission.
What support can you give me?
Well, I'll see.
What about replacements?
We'll see what we can do, but I feel sure that you can get along with what you have.
Might just do it.
And once they finish the circle, Miro changes his decision. Now Brolard puts his hand on Miro, giving him the support and the push he wants as they finally come to an agreement. Here are some few observations. Number 1. The table sit down starts with a medium shot of both the characters and goes to the conventional close-ups before going back to medium again. Number 2. Every time each of these characters circle any prop, they are trying to trick or convince the other character of their motives. Brolard circles the vase while Miro circles his work desk, each signifying their own place. In the end, Miro accompanies Brolard circling the vase, indicating that Miro has agreed to take the mission set by his senior. Number 3. Brolard and Miro finally stand at the same place where Miro was at the beginning of the scene, indicating that they are finally on the same page. It's been more than half a century since this film came out and still continues to put us on the edge of our seats while simultaneously reminding us what a great filmmaker Stanley Kubrick was. And if I did miss anything in this scene, feel free to comment your views below. And don't forget to subscribe to Paradigm Unshifted and click the bell icon to get notified about new videos.